Guava guava jelly, guava guava jelly, guava guava jelly, guava guava jelly. It's breakfast with Bob.
And Poncho Man, welcome to day 3. Breakfast with Bob. We are brought to you by HOKA, Polar, UCAN, Velofix, Normatec, Active, Canyon, Form Goggles, and Human, our championship edition, Four Seasons Resort, Hualalai. We are in our 10th anniversary at beautiful Huggo's on the Rocks. Our next guest last year was 13th here in Kona, but more importantly, coming off a huge win at Challenge Roth. Give it up for Andi Dreitz. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, thank you very much. Always great to see you here.
Always so good to see you.
That's always the sign that a big race is coming up, and I'm very excited.
Oh, very. Now, tell me about this. I didn't know that you crashed at 70.3 Worlds.
Yeah, well, when we met before 5 weeks ago in Nice,
Yes.
I did not have this.
No, that's new.
Yeah, it is still a little reminder of the race. I crashed on the descent, and stupid situation. But and then I was in hospital. But I'm almost back.
Yes.
And ready for racing and making it better than the last time.
Sometimes when you're sort of forced to take time off, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Not always, yeah. And also this morning I did a practice swim out there. And after the swim, I ran into Ben Hoffman and had a little chat with him. And then, he said, how are you after the crash? And I said, maybe I'm at 98%. And then he said, hey, 98%, that's pretty good.
Yes.
Most guys are at 105% and something like this. So
Exactly.
98 is very good.
I remember the 95 champion Karen Smyers used to say, you're better off at this race to be 10% undertrained than 1% overtrained.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So last year, you have always wanted to be here, right? Being here in Kona was a dream for you. And being here last year for the first time, how special was it?
That's amazing experience. And I heard all the stories about this race. Also, the year before, I was here to watch the race in real life. But then finally racing was completely different, and I enjoyed several parts of the race. I also suffered a lot during the run in the heat, but it's amazing to race here on this island in the lava fields with the heat. Hopefully more wind than last year.
You want more wind, right?
Of course,
Of course, more wind the better.
Everybody told me that there is a lot of wind, especially on the way back home. But
not
last year I was just waiting for the wind and nothing happened.
Yeah, well, this year they're talking about there'll be a little bit of wind happening. What did you learn from watching the race, from being here that first time?
I learned that especially the second half of the bike ride, that then it starts, and also it's not over if you are behind at this point from the leaders.
Right.
The race is still on, even if you are some minutes down or if you lead. There can happen so much, and everybody is human, and suddenly something strange can happen and someone is out of the race.
Right.
So you always need to be focused and stay strong and smooth to keep going and keep it all towards the finish line.
It was funny, we were just talking to David McNamee, and he was 21st off the bike last year, ended up on the podium, 3rd place. And you learn that there's a lot of position changes, a lot of things are going to happen in that lava field, and you know from your teammate Patrick Lange that he can be far back and run his way through the field, and you can do the same thing.
Well, I wish I could do if I have the run legs like him. But you're right. The race is over at the finish line, and a lot of things can happen. And also, if you want to win the race, you really need to be close to the front. That's my guess.
Right.
But for a good position, everything is possible at almost every part of the race. If you are back, or like you said, David, if he's a little bit back after the bike ride, he still has the potential to catch up. And also, if I might be back after the swim more
Yes.
than expected because I was swim training was a little bit limited the last times. The race is not over, and it's just about to start, and I'm comfortable to race by my own, and then let's give it a try and stay positive and optimistic to catch up, and always keep positive minds.
So Challenge Roth. Did you grow up in that area? Is that sort of near your home?
Yeah, that's amazing. Challenge Roth, that's 1 hour's drive from my home.
1 hour.
Yeah.
So you had a few family people out there.
I had a lot of family and friends out there, and also the local guys. I know most of them who are into triathlon, and they all were out there cheering there. Also, a lot of athletes from this region, also from my home club, raced there. And sometimes you pass each other, or you met each other.
Sure.
And then they cheer for me, and that's just great. And also all the memories I have from the races before when I watched.
Because you were a little guy,
amazing.
right? Did you watch
Yeah.
that from when you were growing up?
I saw all the big guys
Lothar Leder,
performances
and
and
Lothar, all the guys.
Yeah.
And now you're one of them.
I'm well.
You're
I'm
one of the champions.
Yeah, and that's a big honor.
And people, I always say that if Ironman World Championship is the number 1 race in the world, number 2 race in the world is Challenge Roth. 4,000 individuals, 1,500 people on relay teams, Solar Hill with 50,000 people, the beer mile with basically 10,000 drunk people along the way, and then you finished in that stadium with 7,500, 10,000 people. For you to finish and being a local boy and coming into that stadium and having the balloon kids run with you, how special was that?
Yeah, the stadium is unique, and also the whole race is unique. You have it never ever somewhere else, and also nothing close to it. With all the crowd support you have here, you have to concentrate more that you don't go too hard.
Yes.
Instead of keep pushing,
Right?
Because you have, if it's so loud and the guys are screaming, you don't feel that it's tough. You just
you go
think,
too hard.
Oh, I can go harder. I feel good. Oh yeah, let's go hard. And also, especially Solar Hill, where you
go up it twice.
What actually is a climb. You don't feel it like a climb because you don't see the climb. There's just the crowd, and they open up just in front of you. And with all the crowd support, you feel like flying up there. But once the crowd support is over, you feel, oh shit, that was a big effort.
I love it. So Andy, what would you be happy with? Your 13th last year. Do you have a place goal or just have a great race?
Well, I had some high expectations to this race, but now I just want to have a good race. And I'm happy back to racing.
Yes.
After the crash in Nice, and I feel now I feel already very comfortable to be competitively.
Right.
So that I'm not just swimming behind, cycling behind, and running behind. So I'm very confident to have a good chance to be in the mix, and then just make the best out of it.
Love it. How about a round of applause for Andi Dreitz? Poncho Man, take us out.
Guava jelly, guava jelly, it's guava jelly, guava jelly, and breakfast with Bob.
And Poncho Man.